जी बेटा, ये मैंने आपको सारे कैरेक्टर्स जो है वो बता दिए हैं। इसको एक दफा देख लीजिएगा आप, या मैं आपको बता देती हूँ। सबसे पहले पॉल मोरल है। पॉल इज द प्रोटैगनिस्ट ऑफ द नॉवल एंड वी फॉलो हिज लाइफ फ्रॉम इन्फेंसी टू हिज अर्ली 20s. He is sensitive, temperamental, artistic, a painter, and unceasingly devoted to his mother. They are separable. He confides everything in her, works and paints to please her, and nurses her as she dies. Paul has ultimately unsuccessful romances with Miriam Levier and Clara Deers, always alternating between great love and hatred for each other. His relationship fails with Miriam because she is too sacrificial and virginal to claim him as hers. Whether it fails with Clara because it seems she has never given up on her estranged husband. However, the major reason behind Paul's breakups is the long shadow of his mother. No woman can ever equal her in his eyes. ठीक है? एक्चुअली ब्रेकअप्स क्यों होते हैं उसकी लाइफ में? क्योंकि लॉन्ग शेडो ऑफ हिज मदर, कि कोई भी विमेन जो है वो उसकी आंख नजर में उसकी माँ के बराबर नहीं हो सकती, एंड ही कैन नेवर फ्री हिमसेल्फ फ्रॉम हर पोजेशन, और वो अपने आप को उनकी पोजेशन से कभी दूर नहीं कर पाता, फ्री नहीं कर पाता. Gertrude Morrell, Mrs. Morrell is unhappily married to Walter Morrell, and she redirects her attention to her children, her only passion in life. She is first obsessed with William, but his death leaves her empty and redirects her energies towards Paul. She bitterly disapproves of all women these two sons encounter, masking her jealousy with other excuses. A natural intellectual, she also feels society has limited her opportunities as women. एक नेचुरल इंटेलेक्चुअल के तौर पे वो जो है एक ऐसी सोसाइटी को फील करती है जो कि लिमिटेड है उसकी अपॉर्चुनिटीज एज अ वुमेन. ठीक है, वो हमेशा यही कहती थी कि काश कि वो एक लड़का होती और उसके जहन में ये होता है कि शायद मर्द हर वो काम कर सकता है जो औरत नहीं कर सकती, कि वो यही कहती थी कि मैं अगर आदमी होती तो शायद मैं हर तरह की अपॉर्चुनिटीज अवेल कर सकती. तो वो एक्चुअली एक मर्द की तरह जीना चाहती थी, वो एक आजाद जिंदगी जीना चाहती थी. एंड अदर रीजन शी लिव्स थ्रू पॉल. ठीक है, इस वजह से वो पॉल के थ्रू जीना चाहती थी, अपने बेटों के थ्रू जीना चाहती थी. मिरियम Lever. Miriam is a virginal religious girl who lives on a farm near Morals, and she is Paul's first love. However, their relationship takes ages to move beyond the platonic and into the romantic. She loves Paul deeply, but he never wants to marry her and belong to her in his world. Rather, he sees her mere a sacrificial spiritual soulmate and less as a sensual romantic lover. Mrs. Morrell, who feels threatened by Miriam's intellectuality, always reinforces his disdain for Miriam. Mrs. Morrell, जिनको लगता था कि शायद मिरियम जो है उसकी इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी जो है शायद वो पॉल को उनसे छीन लेगी, इसलिए वो हमेशा रीएनफोर्स करती थी हिज डिस्डेन फॉर मिरियम. फिर क्लारा डेविस. Clara is another older woman estranged for her husband, Baxter Davis. Unlike the intellectual Miriam, Clara seems to represent a body. Her sensuality attracts Paul, as does her elusiveness and mysteriousness. However, she loses the elusiveness as their affair continues, and Paul feels she has always belonged to her husband. Walter Morrell जो है, Morrell, the coal miner head of the family, was once a humorous, lively man, but over time he becomes a cruel, selfish alcoholic. His family, especially Mrs. Morrell, despises him, and Paul frequently entertains fantasies of his father's dying. William Morrell जो है उसको देख लेते हैं. William, Mr. Morrell's knight, is her favorite son, but when he moves away, she disapproves of his new lifestyle and new girlfriends, especially Lily. His death plunges Mrs. Morrell into grief. Baxter Davis जो है, Davis, a burly, handsome man, is estranged from his wife Clara Davis because of his infidelity. He resents Paul for taking Clara, but over time the man becomes friend. Annie Morrell जो है वो daughter थी. She is the school teacher who leaves home fairly early. Arthur Morrell, ठीक है, ये सबसे छोटा बच्चा था, चौथा बच्चा था, is exceptionally handsome but also immature. He rashly enters the military and it takes a while until he gets out. He marries Beatrice. Loisa Lily Dennis Western, Williams' girlfriend, William's girlfriend is materialistic and vain. Her condescending behavior around the moral irritates William, and she soon forgets about him after his death. The livers own a nearby farm, and that Paul and Mrs. Morrell visit. They have three sons, Ager being the eldest, the two daughters including Miriam. Ager liver जो है the eldest son, Ager and Paul becomes friends. Athaga Livers, the elder sister of Miriam. Athaga is a school teacher who fights with Miriam for Paul's attention. Beatrice, a friend of Morals, who stops by and insults Miriam and flirts with Paul. She eventually marries Arthur. ठीक है, बाद में वो ऑर्थर से शादी कर लेती है. मिसेस रेडफोर्ड जो है वो क्लारा's mother, with whom she lives. Clara is embarrassed by her. Thomas Jordan, a curt old man, Jordan employs Paul at his warehouse of surgical appliances. Pepperworth, Paul's supervisor at Jordan. Penny, a lively hunchback who works at Jordan. Polly, worker at Jordan, whom Paul regularly has dinner with. Connie, an attractive red-headed worker at Jordan. Lloyd, fastidious worker at Jordan. Or Emma, old condescending worker at Jordan. Mr. Heaton, a clergyman who visits Mrs. Morrell and becomes Paul's godfather. Dr. Ansel, Mrs. Morrell's doctor. Jerry Purdy, friend of Morrell. John Field, childhood friend of Mrs. Morrell. आगे अब हम इसकी थीम्स को थोड़ा सा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं.